Hi everyone, I'm going to go ahead and explain the matching activity from our final review. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all the equations from the graphs. I'm going to go ahead and slide them to the right so we can see the graphs clearer. So I'm just going to drag them over, and you can start with any equation really to match. So the two things you should be looking for first is the A value. The A value is going to determine whether the graph opens up or down. So what do I mean by the A value? If you remember, the original general graphing form of the quadratic is A times x minus h squared plus k. So the first thing you should look for is your A value. If your A value is positive, then your graph is going to be, in other words, greater than 0, your graph is going to be opening up like a nice happy face. If your A value is negative, so if your A is negative, less than 0, then you know your graph is going to be facing down. So that's the first thing you should look for, the A value. And the second thing you should look for is your vertex. Now we know that this is the graphing form, also called the vertex form. So if you look for your HK, then you know how the graph shifts. The H will determine whether it shifts left to right and the K up and down. So we can start off with any graph. So for example, let's look at this graph right here. I can see that the graph has gone 4 up, and let me zoom out of it. So it has gone 4 up and 5 to the left. So right here, this is my vertex. This point is the point at -5, 4. So you're looking for an equation that has an A value that is positive, that has gone 5 left and 4 up. So I can see one right here. It's jumping right in front of me. You can see this has gone 5 to the left and 4 up. Remember that the original form is a minus h, so this means the h needs to be negative because we have a +5. So I'm going to go ahead and match this card with this function. All right, let's go ahead and look at another card. This one here, we can see that it has gone 2 to the right and 6 down. So if I write the vertex is 2, -6. But also the A value is negative because the graph is opening downwards. So I'm looking for a graph that has shifted right 2 and down 6. So if you're looking at this right here, I can see that this graph has gone 2 to the right, 6 down, but it also opening down because my -4 is my A value. So I'm going to go ahead and match this card with this function here. All right, so we have 2 cards matched. Let's go ahead and look at this card right here. This one clearly shows me that it is opening down, and my point right here, which is my maximum, is the vertex, so that's my HK. It is 2, 2. So I'm going to look for an equation that has shifted to the right 2 and up 2 as well. So let's look to see where we have an equation that has gone 2 right and 2 up and is facing. Let's look at this one. This clearly shows me that is opening down because of the -A. So right here, this will indicate facing down, and this means that it is going 2 right and this is 2 up. Right here, this indicates going up. So that is a match for this graph right there. So let me go ahead and match this equation with this graph. So I'm going to push to the side the graphs that we have matched, and I think we have just 2 more after that. I'm going to go ahead and put that one here. And now let's see what else. This equation shows me that the graph is opening down, so my A is definitely negative, and I have a vertex at the point 1, 1. So let's find a graph with an equation opening down with a vertex of 1, 1. So here is an equation. Let me push this one to the side a little bit so you could see it. Here's an equation where my A value is negative. You could see that the A is negative here, negative 0.2, has gone one right and one up. So that would match that graph. So one right, one up, going down. And then our last function shows that it moves 4 to the left and 5 up. And this card here clearly shows me that the graph has shifted 4 left and 5 up. And it also matches our A value. Our A is 2, which means it is going to be opening up. And of course, a 2 means a little steeper. Now, one more thing I want to show you here. You can see that from this vertex, the graph has gone 2 up and 1 right. Do you see this point right here? This only works for the first point from the vertex because it is quadratic, so it is not a constant slope. We go 2 up, 2 right, and 2 up, 2 left. So this also matches our A value. So let's go ahead and match those cards. And that would be it for all the matching. So again, here we go. Push these two so you can see them. Move this one a little more over here. And that completes our matching activity.